Is it recording? Yep.
Hey guys. Hey neighbor. It's me, Angie. Guess what? I got the husband here. We're fixing to do a cooking video. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn my phone around where you can see him and you'll just be able to hear my voice, but he's going to do the cooking. So, here we go.
Hello.
All right, well, tell them what we're going to cook, but then we have to talk about some other things before we get started.
What we're going to do is we're going to fix 3 and 3. We're going to fix a roast, and you talking about whenever this thing here, you're just about going to have a spoon to pick it up out of this black iron pot. But we're going to cook this roast at 300 degrees for 3 hours. And what it does, you ain't got to open the oven. I mean, just set your Alexa or whatever you got for 3 hours. Take it out. Let it rest, then eat. But if you got something to do outside or you're busy, like right now you're wrapping gifts, or Angie, she gets on YouTube and working with that. She can set this in the oven. She'll prep it, do whatever she wants to do to it, but then set it in the oven, set it at 300, set the timer for 3 hours. She can do whatever she wants. Just like the other night, she was on somebody's
Matt's
auction.
Mary Marketplace auction.
And so basically, it just frees you up to do anything else that you want to do for 3 hours. And it's a simple meal. You can do a chicken the same way. I'll show you later on how we do a chicken. But
you don't even have to open the oven. You just put it on 3 hours and walk away from it.
300 degrees. But we got everything, our onions, our garlic, our salt and pepper. I got all our other ingredients that we're going to put in there. I mean, but you can put anything you want on there. I mean, you can add bell peppers to it or whatever. But we're just going to do the onions and the garlic. And
a couple of more things we're going to add to it, you'll see. But before we get started on that, I want you to tell them about, everybody's asking about gumbo. They want you to cook gumbo. But you've always told me the reason you wouldn't cook gumbo at certain times was because of what? I want you to explain it.
What it is, Coonies, what they do is they want it to be below 60 degrees. That just opens the door up to make the gumbo. It's cool enough. Right now, I mean, it's 76 degrees here. I mean, I'd be hunting or whatever I'd be doing right now, but when hunting season. But anyway, we don't cook gumbo. I mean, that's all our beliefs basically. Is it's got to be below 60 degrees before we start making a gumbo. Then 59, we starting to heat up the skillet, make our roux and all that, get everything set up. That way we can cook the gumbo. But right now it's just too hot.
Now tell them. Go ahead.
Whenever we make gumbo, a lot of us, well, in different areas, we'll make the gumbo. A gumbo is nothing but, I mean, it's a Cajun soup, but I mean, mostly it's meat and gravy, and we'll put it over rice. But where I came from and the areas that we came from was we always had potato salad we made a bowl of potato salad. Whenever you cook gumbo, where I came from, when you cook gumbo, the gumbo's, whenever it gets ready, then you fix your rice. Gumbo is a one bowl meal. And what we done is we would put our rice in the bowl, put our gumbo in there. We'd have that potato salad sitting off to the side. We put the potato salad on top. That way you're dipping out a little bit of potato salad. I mean, you put it on the side. That's whatever you want to do. But the way we do it is we put it in the same bowl. You can take your little bit of potato salad, the rice and the gumbo's off to the side. You pick that up. You eating that. Your chicken, your sausage, whatever you want to do. But that's why it's just a one meal. I mean, a one bowl meal. Who wants to wash extra dishes or put them in the dishwasher? I mean, just get the one bowl and go from there. All you got is a spoon for the rice, a ladle for the gumbo, and you good to go. Another thing is the as far as like our traditions down there is we bring like on Mondays. Mondays has always been we would do beans. It's either white beans or red beans. It's like the navy or the red kidney beans. But we use, let me find them camellia. Red beans. You can let them soak overnight in the refrigerator. Boy, you talking about make a thick gravy after you cook them down a little while. But in Louisiana, Mondays was always beans. You put you some sausage in there, or ham hock, or some tasso. Tasso is jaw meat off of a hog that's been smoked, cured, and it's seasoned. And I'm talking about it's good. You cut up a couple pieces of that, it makes your beans even better. But you'll season them up like you want. But we'll fix them one day. But back in the day, when women were at the house, they would, on Sundays, that was their rest day. Everybody's rest day. We was all going to church, whatever we had. I mean, basically that's what you do. But the women would take off. That's their day to rest. I mean, they worked hard during the week, but then they were going to rest on Sunday. That's what the Lord said to do. But anyway, what they would do, on Mondays, they would put on a pot of beans, and that allowed them to go outside, do whatever they're doing, catch up on all their washing, whatever chores that they put off for that day, what that they usually do during the week. Monday is catch-up day. So that way they're not sitting over a pot or a skillet, steadily stirring something, having to keep an eye on it. I mean, you put that thing on fire, them beans, you can put them on low and cook. So that buys you another 3 or 4 hours. Come in every once in a while, stir them up from the bottom up, and then go back to doing what you was doing.
So that's why they have red beans and rice on Mondays. So they had missed a day on Sunday because that was their rest day. So on Monday they put red beans and rice on, so it'd be an easier thing to do so they could catch up on their chores. That's what you were saying.
That's right.
Okay.
Then all you had to do is fix your rice.
What about a pound of cornbread to go with it?
Or some cornbread. I mean, that's just whatever you prefer. I prefer the cornbread with my beans and rice.
All right, so are you ready to get this underway about this roast?
Yes, we are.
All right.
All right, so what we're going to do is I got a chuck pot roast. I mean, you can do it on any roast. I mean, I've done it with deer meat. And, I mean, it's super lean, deer meat is. A lot of people say it's because it's tough. But that 3 and 3, that's whatever, just about boot leather. I mean, it's tough, but you cook it long enough. I mean, it's at a slow temp, it's all going to tenderize.
Well, I've learned over the last 30-something years being married to James that this turns out so tender no matter what you cook. Whether it be roast, chicken, any meat that you choose to do 3 and 3, which that's what we call it, 300 for 3 hours, has turned out to be very tender. Okay, right now he's washing the roast.
Always wash your meat whenever you bring it home. Whatever you're gonna do, wash it, because you don't never know So they may have used a saw blade before to cut pork chops or cut ribeye steaks with bone in, and you'll have off of that saw, you'll have them bone fragments on top of your meat, or if they're unless they're cutting it out with a knife. I mean that's the God's honest truth. But I always wash my meat to make sure I ain't got no bone fragments in my meat, and I know it's clean. I mean that's just the way it is. And then we're gonna pat this down.
Turn around a little bit so we can see.
We're gonna pat the meat down, dry it out. I mean not dry it out, but just get all that excess water off of that. Because when that roast cooks and we add all them other ingredients in there, that's gonna make your gravy. And what it does is you're using the roast gravy, the roast water to make your gravy. You'll see how it's gonna come out. But I always pat mine dry, clean it up, make sure there ain't no bone fragments in it. I mean, smell your meat. See you don't want to put no bad meat in there. So what we're gonna do, got him laid out right there. We're gonna put a little olive oil down here in the bottom of this pot. I don't worry about searing it. It ain't probably, I don't know, a couple teaspoons. Might be a tablespoon. I don't know. I don't measure nothing. But my grandma says, wait, that's enough. I said, and she's dead. So that's what we do. So, all right, so what we're doing, see how I'm rolling that
Olive oil.
Olive oil around. That way it catch the sides, because your meat's going to go in there. That way it keep it from sticking at the bottom. So what we're going to do, got the meat laid out. We're going to bore some holes in there. It's already dead. I mean, I know I stabbed it again, but I mean, it's already dead. But in order to make this thing work, I got to be able to put that garlic in there, and I got to have drilled hole. Just ever how much garlic you like. I love garlic. I mean, I think that's why them coonies live as long as they do, is because we eat onions and garlic. I honestly believe that that's why we live that long. But just whatever you want to put on there, it's up to you. This is just the way me and my wife do it, Miss Angie. We do it that way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this garlic.
This is fresh garlic.
Fresh. I mean, you can sprinkle
garlic salt garlic
well, you
powder.
really don't want to use garlic salt,
No,
because that's going any other seasonings you got in there,
it might be too salty.
It's going to be way too salty. So we use
garlic powder. Yeah, okay. See, guys, that's why I asked him.
All right, so we're going to make this about like that. I don't know. If you like garlic, make them as big as you want. We're going to, I don't need that root. So what we're going to do, ooh, that smells good. All right, now what we're going to do is take it and shove it in them holes that we drilled, that we made. Gotta make sure we get it all. I mean, we love garlic. I mean, you ain't got to put this much, but we like it. Man, you just got to have fun doing it. I mean, coon asses, they don't, they judge people's expression, and they gonna want to know what you think, how you like it. Is it good? Is it good? They gonna ask you. And at the same time, it makes them feel good. Like, okay, somebody else enjoyed it that way. This one ain't deep enough. I didn't go deep enough on this one. And they just want to know that the effort they put in there, that somebody appreciated the time that they took into it. And that's all it is about. I mean, you want to make friends. That's the way you. I mean, you want somebody to enjoy what you're doing. And I mean, it ain't nothing like being different. And then somebody saying something about your food like you like it. I mean, that's whenever I go to a restaurant, boy, I get nervous about that because I know how I like it to taste, and I do want to try different things from different people. I mean, different people's lifestyle, how they eat, and but it's always to them. They feel like it's a reflection on them.
Yeah, I've learned over the past years being married to James that if you want to hurt someone from Louisiana, if you want to hurt their feelings, talk bad about something they prepared for you, because they put a lot of pride in what they cook, and they want to be acknowledged for it. And what you looking for, babe?
At Tony's?
He's looking for the Tony seasoning.
Oh my God. Where is it? Oh.
You found it?
Yeah, way in the back.
Oh, okay, he found it in the back.
Ooh,
now this is one turnaround. This is one spice that we use a lot.
Tony Sassery has, I mean, it's got good seasoning and all that, but it's got a lot of salt in it. The Zatarain's Creole seasoning, it doesn't have as much salt in there. I mean, it just, that's what I like. I mean, I know about how much I'm gonna put in there because of the salt. But the Zatarain's, it's got a good taste to it, and I mean the Tony's got a good taste to it also. I mean they both close, but to me it seems like the Zat has less salt in it.
Okay, so we're putting. Go ahead.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of this seasoning down there in the bottom. That's whenever that roast lays down in there. See it? When that roast lays down in there, that bottom's covered in that seasoning also. When we put him in there, this is it. Ooh, he's fresh too. All right, look. See how he bunched up right there? We'll push him down in there a little bit deeper, but it don't matter. All right, now we're gonna come back with a little bit of Tony's. Over the top. Like I told y'all, I don't measure nothing. I just look, listen, and that's when we stop. It may look like it was a long time over there, but no, we're taking our time. Pepper. I add more pepper to it. Now we do like pepper. Then we're gonna add a little bit of paprika. People don't realize paprika's got like a kind of a sweet taste to it, and it smells good. But anyway, we put a little bit on there to give our gravy a little bit more color.
Hey, baby, preheat the oven.
It ain't much. All I'm doing is just adding color, but it's good on there. All right, we're gonna preheat. We're gonna bake it. Shows 350. We don't want that. We want 300. We're gonna start it.
Remember, 3 hours at 300 degrees. If you don't remember anything else, remember that.
All right, now we're gonna we gotta wash them hands. I tell you another little secret too, people. If y'all handle onions like we do, if you got a stainless sink, stainless steel, whenever you got that onion smell on your hand, and those who's cooked a lot know that 2 hours later you go to do something by your face or something and you still smell that onion on there. I mean, it's strong. But you take you a little bit of soap, turn that water on, put it on warm, rub the bottom of your sink. And what that does is that's going to take that onion smell off your hand. Rinse them. Rub it again. You still got a little soap on your hand. Rub it on the side or whatever. And then smell it. Rinse them out. Your hands are going to come out clean. You ain't going to have that odor.
Yeah, he taught me that early on when we were first married and we were cooking together, and I still am the sous chef, but I can cook a few things, and I am going to do a video of myself, and he's going to film me cooking, but today we're going to do the roast. So
I don't know how y'all do it, where y'all come from, but meat, we got 2 cutting boards. That glass board, that glass deal, that cutting plate, meat and chicken, fish, whatever you're going to do. I always do it on glass because I can clean that. These cutting racks, cutting boards, what that does, if it ain't treated right, it's going to absorb
whatever you lay on it.
Lay on it. And then you better be worried about salmonella.
All right, so we're going to add the onions.
Coli.
We're going to add the onions that I cut up before we started the video. Prepped. I tried to prep some.
So what we're going to do, all we're doing is just spreading this out over this roast. You got it.
Yeah, I am. I'm coming. He's adding the onions to it.
What this is going to do is we're going to add a mix to it. But them onions at 300 degrees, they all going to start cooking down. That's actually going to add more water back into your deal. So, but it actually helps in making that gravy a little bit thicker and give you that taste. That's what we're looking for right here. All right. Oh. Can't forget these. It'd be lonely. Going in there. All right. Now, what we're going to do.
And you can get any brand of
cream of mushroom
soup. It doesn't matter. This is just the brand that we had, and that's what we're using. You use whatever you have. It doesn't matter what brand it is.
Great value. Whatever you want to do. It ain't nothing but a cheap meal. You make, the most of it, you're going to, you putting it all, mixing it up together. It ain't like we got to.
All right, he's adding the cream of mushroom soup. 1 can.
My grandmother, she grew up, she was born in 1921. All right, so they grew up through the Depression. My grandmother, now I guess this is a bad habit from what I picked up from her, because I done seen her. She'd sit there, it seemed like 10 minutes, scraping every bit of it out of a can. Oh, baby, we paid for it. We might as well get it all. So that's the same concept I kind of deal with right there. We're going to get it all out there. All right, 300. We at 300 degrees.
Baby, I think you back up. I think you got it all, baby.
It's empty. We got that out of there. Set him up. Now,
Au jus gravy.
You know, on the pack it tells you to do this, and do that. But in the same time, a coonie, or coon ass, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. Hell, they wear that like a badge of honor. But they gonna sprinkle that. We sprinkle that over that. As that's cooking down, it goes over that roast. It's already on top of that cream of mushroom soup. We give it a little more flavor. That's like the beef. Remember, we ain't adding no water now. When that thing gets done at 300, 3 hours, you can take the roast out, stir that around a little bit. There's your gravy right there. You got that pot of rice to cook, and you on the way.
All right, putting the lid on it.
Putting the lid on it. Make sure we're right. It's a heavy lid. That way it's going to hold that steam in there. That steam, it's like you putting it in a pressure cooker.
Okay, put it in the oven.
Set the timer. Tell Alexa.
Alexa, set a timer for 3 hours.
3 hours. Starting now.
Note the time. What is it? 13:35. That'd be 1:35. So, what is that? 3 hours from now? 4:30.
Yeah, before you have to go to work, it'll be ready. Okay, guys and neighbors, here's your cook day and recipe for the roast. Hope you enjoy if you decide to fix it. See you later, YouTube.
Tell them chicken be next.
And we'll do chicken next.